Thanks to the support as a channel member, Tim Babbage. Today we have the opportunity to win our first piece of silverware in Africa and also get a little bit of a preview of how our title run-in with Kaizer Chiefs might pan out, because we face them in a cup final, having still not played them in the league, despite being in the second half of the season now. And I can only assume it's because they're afraid of us. This is what the league situation is. They are 2 points clear of us. Cape Town Spurs are in the mix as well, but with Spurs in the name, I don't think we need to worry about them having a title charge. But they're 2 points ahead of us and have 2 games in hand, but we still have to play them twice. So those games against Kaizer Chiefs are going to be pivotal. So we want to take the psychological advantage and pick up what would only be the second, I think, piece of silverware in the history of Stellenbosch. And the only competition we've ever won before was this very competition, the Telkom Knockout Cup, back in 2024. So it's been 10 years since we've had any kind of trophy. It's time for us to win one, or else I won't be able to continue mocking Cape Town Spurs. So let's go beat Kaizer Chiefs in the final, presumably at South African Wembley, the Cape Town Stadium. That's where Cape Town City play, apparently. Well, regardless, this is the team we are sending there, and I picked this team last week, so hold on. Let me work out oh, of course. Dlamini broke his ankle. Did that happen in the video, or did that make me sad after the video? Either way, Dlamini broke his ankle, so after all that effort of deciding to train Undlove to play at right back, he's going to be playing on the right wing for the rest of the season because our normal right winger is injured. But otherwise, this is... Hold on. Where's Mbambo? Past Kev, where's Mbambo? Why is he not even... Right, what's gone on there, Past Kev? Do you want to talk me through that? Have you just hit quick pick and assumed that would be okay? You absolute lazy monster. Is there anyone else missing? Yeah, too right, I'm checking your work. You rascal. Right, who's he? Why is he not Clothy? Okay, he has started 13 games, but normally Clothy plays there. He's started 15. Okay, so I rotate. Isn't he the centre-back? Yeah, right. What's going on? What's he doing here? Hold on. Yeah, that looks a little bit more like it. Don't trust Past Kev. So it's Rebello in goal, a back for Radaby, said his name right, Undululi, Gwenya and Clothy, Makubo at the base of the midfield, Kuneni and Mathibula ahead of him, and then Mbambo on the left, Undlove on the right, and Makanya up front. I can't believe that my quick pick wants me to do a rotated team against the best team in the country in a match where we can win only the second trophy in our history. That seems like absolute insanity. We're in front of 64,000 people. We're going to play our best players and we're going to try and win the football match. Absolute madness. And while we're just... In fact, bear with me. I had a whole thing prepared for the early stages of the match while we were getting ourselves set up. But let's just quickly do a goal and then I can get on with my speech. Let's have a look at the replay from the other angle. This is why you bring Mbambo in and get Makanya playing centrally. That's my changes have been instrumental there. You're welcome. You're welcome, Stellenbosch fans. Yeah, what I was going to say, what I had pre-prepared, is I have been reading your comments. I have seen that some of the video quality on the videos recently, not my presenting quality, the actual... Oh, we're in again. He's good, isn't he? But the actual technical quality of some of the videos has been slumping a little bit recently. I don't know what's caused it. I think my OBS has been slowly dying. I threw up the Matt signal over the weekend. I have had Nerdphonic in my house. He did gobble up all my spunk. I now need the camera to focus, or that's a weird sentence. For goodness sake, camera. There you go. Make the joke funny. He ate all my Danish sweets. They're called spunk. He ate all them, and I think he has fixed everything. So we've done a complete fresh reinstall of OBS, a complete fresh reinstall of Premiere Pro. We thought we were going to be able to start doing the videos in 4K from today, but unfortunately the 4K file type doesn't work with my version of Premiere Pro, even though it's the update. I don't understand the technicalities of it. We are working on getting 4K, but in the meantime, there should be improved frame rate, improved image quality on the 1080p videos that we do anyway. I think it was probably just a case of when he built my PC, and I'm not blaming Matt, but he did say that I wasn't allowed to touch the settings. I interpreted that as never apply any of the updates it asks me to do and just skip everything. So basically Windows, OBS, Adobe, nothing had been updated in a year and a half. And my graphics card, all of these things, none of the... I've got a degree, a first-class honours degree in computer science, but I'm afraid to touch the settings on my computer. Yeah, all those things hadn't been updated in a year and a half. They all have been. So now my NASA supercomputer should have some improved quality. We shouldn't have any more secret 720p streams. We shouldn't have any of the glitchy, weird little video artifacts that we've seen, particularly in the video that came out yesterday. So yeah, fingers crossed, it's all sorted. Any problems going forward? Tough. Apart from we are going to try and switch to 4K just as soon as I can. I think from my Googling, switching to 4K is going to involve me learning to use DaVinci Resolve rather than Adobe Premiere Pro, which at nearly 30 years old, I'm not sure if you can teach an old dog new tricks. So we might not be switching to 4K immediately, but we shall see. But for now, we are 2-0 up halfway through this second half. I don't know if Kaizer Chiefs have maybe taken a similar attitude to what my assistant manager wanted to take and have potentially rotated a little bit for this match, because it is like a C tier tournament. It's the Johnson's Paint Trophy of South African football, except the top level teams play in it. At least that's what I've been able to gather from the situation. There's multiple cup competitions that we play in. This is comfortably the least important one. We don't get any kind of continental qualification off the back of winning this, assuming we do win it. So yeah, it's not really a big deal, which I think is why my assistant manager on selection advice wanted to rotate the team, and I suspect it's why Kaizer Chiefs have rotated as well, which is why we're finding it as comfortable as we are. But I don't care. For us, it's a trophy. For them, it's just Saturday. For us, it's only the second trophy in our history. I don't care if it gives us continental qualification or not. A trophy is a big deal for us, and it breeds a winning mentality. We win this, we might win the next thing, we might win the next thing. We need to turn this generation of young Stellenbosch homegrown players into a group of players who are used to winning and used to picking up trophies, because that has got to be a good habit to get into. So where's my Lego trophy? My back still is ruined, so I can't twist around and get it. So we're going to stand up and we're going to grab it. We've got the Lego trophy, and here we are, look. Our first trophy lift in Africa. It is the Telkom Knockout Cup. We are probably the only people in history who've ever cared about it. Although, to be fair, 65,000 people have turned up today. So tell me again how nobody cares about this match. We had a top-of-the-table league clash that only 3,000 people came to an episode or two ago. So I think people do care. That's the Telkom Knockout Cup. Yeah, it looks a little bit like some of the other trophies we've won over the years, but I promise you it is a unique one. And that's our first one here in South Africa. I'm going to leave that on my desk because I plan on doing another trophy lift tomorrow when we win the league. I'm happy now. And winning that league becomes a lot more likely if we can now go on and beat SuperSport United, because the match before Kaizer Chiefs, we did face Pretoria Callies, who were bottom of the league, and weren't able to beat them. I think we were nervy about the upcoming final. So we are kind of drifting a little bit behind. We don't need to worry about Cape Town Spurs. We've got 3 games in hand on them, but Kaizer Chiefs are a problem. They're 5 points clear of us now, and they still have a game in hand. SuperSport were directly above us going into this match day. They have dropped down to 5th now. Sorry, directly below us. But we need to beat them. We are at home. This is our team. Just the one change from the final. Zimela comes back in midfield. But let's get the team submitted and hopefully have a really jolly nice episode where we win a trophy. And we're back to only 6,000 people being here. I told you we cared about the cup. Unless it was like 58,000 Kaizer Chiefs fans. Where in South Africa is Kaizer Chief? I assume it's a place or a band. Do they come all the way from Sheffield, I want to say, is where the band are from? Probably not. But I know we're just outside Cape Town. So we probably took a few to that final because it was in Cape Town. I don't know how many Kaizer Chiefs took, but let's not worry about it. Let's win another football match, shall we? Unlove getting the attack underway, and it ends up with Mbambo, who has the shot from the edge of the area, but he can't keep it down. One thing to bear in mind as well, in addition to this football match going on, does it not show the date on here? The transfer window is about to open, so we still have no money to spend. Expect that to be the long-term situation here at Stellenbosch, but that does mean we are back in the danger zone for, in particular, Mbambo. We obviously don't want to lose him. We've already lost Flamini for basically the rest of the season to injury. If we lose Mbambo as well, that is our 2 starting wingers both done, and then we're playing a guy who we earmarked to be a right back. We probably move Macanya out to the left wing and play one of our relatively untested youngsters at centre forward, which, although it's nice for player development, isn't ideal for a team that's trying to win the league. Imagine being in a title race, losing a bunch of attackers, and then not replacing them in the January window and still expecting to be able to win the league. Only a buffoon would do that, wouldn't they? But anyway, that felt nice getting out of my system. Where were we? Let's win this football match, shall we? It's still 0-0. 55 minutes gone. I mean, we do have some of these youngsters down on the bench. We're probably going to have to, that's not us, that's them. We're going to have to throw some of these boys on, I think. And we've got Big Kurt who can come on if need be. That being said, we're aiming for Doluli at the near post. He's training at a 10 out of 10 every week, by the way, as an 18-year-old centre-back. I think he's going to be very good. The only downside to him is he's only 6 foot tall, which would have been a giant when we were in Japan, but in this team full of 6'4", I think we've got a 6'7" player. Daluli's actually on the shorter side, which I guess it isn't the end of the world when he's got so many big boys around him, but he would be perfect if he was 6'9" and 18 years old, trading at a 10 out of 10 and playing as well as he is on a regular basis, because he is kind of forcing himself to remain in the team. Zimela from range. Oh, I thought he'd curled that one in. Oh, that was fingertips away from curling into that top corner. It remains 0-0. We're halfway through the second half now, and SuperSport are trying to get something going, which we don't. I mean, I don't want to say it's all gone wrong if we drop points here, but it does start to look insurmountable with the Kaizer Chiefs situation. I think if by the time we play them twice, even beating them twice won't be enough for us to catch them up. I think at that point, we probably have to admit defeat and focus on getting into second place, which is the second tier continental competition, which, if nothing else, will give me reputation boosts that could get me into a real top level African team to have a chance of winning the Champions League. And we've just had a goal disallowed, which is frustrating. Bambo's tired, so we're going to bring on Bafana Phillips up front. Unlove's going to come off for Malloy. I kind of want to throw Kurt on as well, but it's probably a bit irresponsible. Kanani's going to come on. And yeah, there's a fine line between trying to go for the win and letting a very good team beat us. And I think with it still being 0-0, at 0-0, I don't think we throw on an extra striker, even if he is a big boy. Right, Radaby is tiring, so he can come off. You know what? Get out there, Kurt. Let's see what we can do. Get the two boys up front together. Big boy, little boy. 10 minutes of our... I mean, that's sad. Their combined age is well under my actual age. Not my showbiz age, my actual age. And they're both 18 years old, I think. And yeah, that's depressing. And Kurt's much taller than me as well. So he's just better at being a human than I am at this point, which is quite upsetting. Oh, that's not ideal. Has the substitution gone through? Because we can't go to a one-man midfield. Going from a 3 to a 2 was already going to be a challenge. Right, Phillips can play central midfield, apparently, so he's going to have to. I've never played him there, but Kurt's now up front on his own. And Phillips is playing in an unfamiliar position with nobody in behind him. We have no holding midfielder. And I think we've all played enough FM24 now to know that it's not really possible to play Football Manager 2024 without a holding midfielder. You normally need one, if not two. That being said, that is Kurt's first ever goal for us. And look at the size of him. Of course, it's a tap-in. Why wouldn't it be a tap-in? But that is a huge moment for him and a huge moment for us, because that, I think, keeps us in the title race. Shows an awful lot of character as well to take the lead in the 87th minute when we're down to 10 men against a team who are as good as we are, but also sets him up to be my forever striker, which is what obviously we want him to be because of the size of him. We want him to be the one, because he'll score an absolute ton of goals if we can just get his Premier League pedigree developing. What we could do without is letting them back into the game here. So if we could not do that, that would be super. We're playing the ball out from defence quite nicely here. It's Macania on the left-hand side. Tries to slot it in for Kurt and can't find him. But there it is. Kurt Villakazi. Is he going to grab his second? He's not. But, I mean, it was great work for him. I tell you what, he's come on and he is playing well. Number 61, Kurt Villakazi. Get that on your Stellenbosch shirts, boys and girls. And now just stick it on his head for a cherry on top. He's lurking there at the near post, exactly where we would want him to lurk. I like the way we're delaying this. Take our time. Weirdly, we've gone for the far post, aimed at Umdaluli, I think, and obviously the keeper just pulled it down out of the sky. But that is a big result. If we can now keep this team together going into this imminent transfer window, we are in with a real chance. 2 points behind Kaizer Chiefs again. Yes, they're back to having 2 games in hand. But you know what? If we win them both, we go above them. And that would be super. That's not how games in hand work. I recognise that. But right, I'll meet you. I was going to say the other side of the transfer window. But, oh, actually, that is the other side of the transfer window. We have a winter break here. So I'll meet you the other side of the transfer window for Kaizer Chiefs. That's kind of a title decider. We could probably do both the Kaizer Chiefs matches in tomorrow's episode. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.